What's going on, everyone? This is Dominic Dominator. We're bringing you another video of just my personal opinions and some words and some understanding that I want to bring to a lot of people out there. So once again, disclaimer, this is my opinion, my thoughts, my blog, vlog, whatever. So this past Sunday was America's game, the Army-Navy game, and which was really good. By the way, go Navy. Come on. We broke their little three-peat. Let's get back to our 14-peat plus ons. But what came out of that is, I believe this video came from ESPN. And, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but this video came out from ESPN. So before I jump into that, I have two issues. So the first issue, I'm going to talk about these damn hand signs or hand signals. And the second, about professionalism. So, gather around. We're about to do some training on professionalism, like your leader course should have did for you, or your senior NCOs, so on and so forth. But first issue. So a lot of people are saying, hey, did the Army give racist hand signals of white power? No, they didn't. So let's just start off right there. No, they didn't. The signal they're giving is something we like to do and mess around in the military called meat gazing. You put it down below your waist and then you make the symbol like so above here. And if someone watches it, you say, hey, you saw, make a joke and then punch them in the arm, or, sometimes we even kick them in, between the legs, joking around, messing around, all that other stuff. So the hand sign that everybody in the news media is doing and saying that these cadets and midshipmen, it's not just cadets. I see a lot of stories saying that it's the cadets that were doing this. It was actually midshipmen and cadets that were doing this, was a sign for white power, which I believe when I looked into it came from a prison gang or a gang in Texas, a white supremacist gang, that and I'm just doing this for demonstration, so don't freak out, but when you do this right here, and I don't know, it's probably backwards or whatever the video, but this is a W, this is white, and then you turn it sideways, and that's a P, and that's the stick going down to make it a P, and that's white power. That's not what was being given in the video. So what they were doing is doing it downward, which is more at an angle. It's kind of hard to do it like that. That's the meat gazing symbol, and like I said, that's very common. You can find a bunch of memes on it. You can also find a bunch of other stuff on it. I was also reading comments online, and majority of people are like, I never knew it as a white power, symbol. It was a meat gazing symbol. We played games, and even everybody in the military was like that. Even as older vets that were in prior before me said, yeah, they used to do that too. And I remember my first time understanding about that hand sign was when in my very first command. So here's the white power symbol, and here is the meat gazing symbol. Totally two different things. So I know there's also a video, when I started Googling this, a video was popping up from Australia or New Zealand of a white supremacist doing the meat gazing symbol, which he was really trying to show the white power symbol, which was kind of hard because he had his handcuffs around his waist. So a lot of people made comment like, no, I saw white power supremacists doing it and blah, blah, blah. Well, if they're trying to do it, they're going to try to raise it above their hand in just the same way I did, not below their waist. But this guy who was going to jail had his hand handcuffed around his waist. So, of course, he couldn't raise his hands up. But, so we're going to go here and say, oh, these guys are racist. These guys are showing white power and all this other stuff. But yet nobody actually looked into it and realized and maybe asked, say maybe someone that's in the military, like, hey, what does this mean? Is this a symbol? Is this like a call sign? Is this, hey, rally up? Is this move forward? Is this suppressive fire, fall back? Nothing. They just say, oh, boom. That is exactly a white power symbol. And I think where they're coming off of this is that recently Army changed their GFBD, which is a slogan they had, which is oh man, I'm drawing a blank. God forgives, brothers don't, which was a very popular slogan that the Army had on their flags and all this stuff. But then it come to find out that was a slogan done by white supremacists, so they got rid of it, of course. So I think coming off the heels of that, going into this video on ESPN or wherever it was from, and then seeing this, and then by some chance, someone's like, who doesn't know military culture or whatever, probably said, hey, that's the white power symbol. So not only are they having this GFBD, but now we got the white power symbol. These guys are a bunch of racists. So now you're going to get these young kids, label them racist and all this other stuff, and pretty much hurt their career. Now, are they going to get in trouble? Yes, they are going to get in trouble. But what they were doing was not racist, was not a racist symbol. This is the meat gazing symbol. This is stuff you can find, like I said, online, memes, t-shirts, and all that other good stuff. But these guys will get reprimanded. These guys will get some counseling. You know, if it was one of my guys back in my platoon and they did this in front of the camera, whether it be this, that, or the other thing, trust me, they'll be getting some Connex box counseling, or what we like to say, let's go back to the woodshed. But my second issue, so real quick recap, this is not a white power symbol, and this has nothing to do with racism. This has everything to do with just messing around, something that we do in the military culture called meat gazing. You get punched, you get kicked between the legs if you're caught looking at someone's meat gazing symbol. So this has nothing to do with racism. This is just media just jumping on the bandwagon, trying to just, you know, create stuff, maybe because there ain't nothing else going on in the world other than this. So issue number 2, professionalism. When you look at this video, you got a bunch of future leaders of the greatest fighting forces in the military, in the world, when it comes to the military, whether it be Army, Navy, Marine Corps, whatever. The greatest fighting force is going to be led by these future leaders. And when you are in uniform, you're held to a higher standard. You got people that are watching you and that are looking up to you. And this is what you're doing live on camera in a very specific segment for this viewing or this recording. You know, they knew they were going to get, bam, they're going to be right on camera, but they chose to decide to do this. You don't do these hand signals. You don't do the peace sign. You don't do nothing. You just do what you are being trained to do and be a leader and be a professional. This is very unprofessional to do any hand signal, no matter what the meaning, no matter how funny it is, no matter if you're trying to get America to like look at your meat gazing symbol, whatever. And then you got the guy that in one of the pictures, hopefully I'll bring it up right here. If I don't, then I'll try to find a better picture. But you got this guy with his hands in your pocket. So pet peeve, no hands in your pockets when you're in uniform. Use that to carry gear and that's it. You're cold, get some gloves on. If you're not that cold and you don't need gloves, then you're not that cold. So those are my 2 issues. Professionalism, need to get better training. Will these guys get reprimanded for them? Yes, they will. Is this a racist hand signal or hand sign? No, it's not. And what does this mean? This is the meat gazing. This is something within ourselves that we do to kill time, pass time, and entertain ourselves. If you've never been on the bus, off the bus, on a MAC flight, off a MAC flight, waiting to deploy, coming back, embarkation, if you never did that, it's boring. You don't have your smartphone, you don't have your tablet, you don't have cable, you don't have TV. So we do things to entertain ourselves besides messing with each other, playing practical jokes and meat gazing, along with meat gazing symbol, along with a bunch of other things that we do to kill time. So, be it as may, if you have any opinions, comments, questions, concerns, please put them in the comments below. I will put some of the news articles that are out there about this, and maybe, I don't know, maybe some links of where you can buy t-shirts and memes and all that other stuff to show the difference between the two. So remember, this right here, white power, this is meat gazing. But in general, all of this, very unprofessional by these cadets and midshipmen. They need to get right, get straight, and because these are the future leaders, and these are the guys that are going to be looked up to by junior troops that are just coming into the military, and these are going to be the go-to guys that are going to lead knuckle-dragging warriors out in the field. So, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Please pass, share, and pass along to other veterans. And like I always say, Merry Christmas, carry on.